what would you tell your parents? Oh, mommy, I got the camp because I was fucking.
Just a lot of me, I'm always thinking, trying to solve your cheaper questions. Killer didn't know be only you, walk I come, but I'm moving, man, at the fucking play. Fuck with me, I'll catch.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Oligunwa, if you didn't know that before. Welcome to the family. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and if you are already subscribed, thank you for subscribing. Today we're going to be talking about Nysc camp, what you need and what you need to know before you go to camp. Trust me, I wish someone told me all this before I went to camp. So stay tuned and we'll get right into it. So first off, we're going to start with the things you need before you go to camp. I have like in my notes right here. We usually have markets in camp that we call the Mami market. So most of the things you need would actually be available in camp, but it's usually more expensive. So it's better for you to just get it before going to camp, or like before you enter into the camp, because once you enter into the camp you can't go out till you're done, and it's 3 weeks. It's preferable that you buy your white t-shirts, white polo shirts and your white shorts before you go to camp, because when you get to camp they're only going to give you 2 pairs of white tops and white shorts. And trust me, there's no sizing. You could be small and they'll give you size extra large, or you could be big and they'll give you size small, and then you'd have to start looking for somebody to exchange with. So it's always preferable to have your white tops and shorts before going into camp. You don't need much clothing unless you are the regularly going to church type. Then you need church outfits for 3 weeks. That's 3 Sundays. So let's say you need like 3 outfits you wear to church on Sunday. If you are a Muslim, then maybe you need your hijab, what you wear to the mosque on Fridays. You need a towel, of course. You need your sponge, you need your soap, your antiseptic. Trust me, because you'll be going to a totally different state. And for some people like me, I was reacting to the water. I live in Lagos. I was posted to Delta State and I was reacting to the water. Lord, it was terrible. So you need your antiseptic. Make sure you already know which antiseptic your body is fine with, because I react to Dettol, so I had to use Savlon, whatever the name is. That's that. You need a bucket and a bowl to have your bath with, because you most likely would not meet buckets there. And you could definitely get buckets at the Mami market, or you could get buckets outside the camp before you enter into your camp. Like in my case, before I got into the camp, like while I dropped at the bus stop of where the camp was, I already had people telling me to buy buckets and buy this and buy that you need it. You need to get buckets, you need to get coolers if you intend to eat the food you'd be given at camp. So you need to have a cooler that you use to go take your food. And trust me, the bigger the better. For the guys, you need really big coolers, because when you take big coolers there, they'll give you like more food. If you take small coolers, then you get small food. Almost everything is ×2 the regular price in camp. Then you need your cardigan. I don't know if this is going to be, or by the time you're going to camp, if it's going to be raining season or the cold season, you need your cardigan, because you're going to be out pretty early most of the times and you don't want to catch a cold, or while you're sleeping at night, because they actually don't allow you wearing cardigans to the parade ground, or wearing like any other outfit that is not given to you, like apart from the white and your khaki. They could seize anything else you're wearing, apart from if it's at night. But each camp has their different rules. My camp, you could wear a cardigan at night, but there were times when they tell you once you're not in your hostel premises, the only thing they want to see you in is white, and if at all maybe a cold or anything, you wear your khaki on it. Then you need jeans. You need a blue jeans or black jeans, but mostly blue jeans. Nobody told me this, but thankfully I went to camp with jeans. But you need jeans for the carnival day or night, whatever. So everybody's supposed to wear your platoon's design vest. You'd be grouped into platoons, as your registration number would keep you in platoons. If your registration number ends with 1, you'll be in platoon 1. Like, let's say your registration number is 61, you'll be in platoon 1. If your registration number ends with 2, you'll be in platoon 2, 3, and like that. If it ends with 0, you'll be in platoon 10. You need rubber sneakers. Important, because we're going to be on the parade ground 80% of the time, and it's grassy. You might be asked to run, to jog, to sit on the floor, serve punishments. And if you are wearing your regular designer sneakers, it's probably going to go from white to red by the time you're done, and you can't wear any other color but white. So trust me, you need rubber sneakers. Easy to wash because it's going to get dirty. Your white tops might even get dirty. So easy to wash. Get 2, at least 2. I had 2. You could get more if you don't like to wash like me. So you could get more. Your white shirts, you could get 5 if you don't like to wash like me. Or you could just get 2 extra because you'll be given 2. And try to get oversized sneakers. That's one thing that I know that people were complaining of in camp. I use size 38. I got my sneakers in size 39. So I never complain oh my god, it's too tight. Oh my god, I have injuries on my leg. Oh my god, I need to... Trust me, because you'll be standing for hours. You'll be standing under the sun or under the rain. Under the sun or in the rain. You'll be standing for hours, so you don't want your shoe to be too tight. You would be marching, doing the parade for hours. You start over again because somebody didn't get it right. So you don't want your shoes to be too tight. Trust me. So if you are using size 39, I would recommend you get rubber sneakers in size 40. If you are using size 40, get rubber sneakers in size 41. Also, you need cash. Whether cash at hand or cash in bank, you need cash. Very important, because mostly some people don't really like the food they serve, or for some people the food they serve won't be enough, or you could get there late and then the food is finished. And trust me, they don't care whether you've eaten or not. When it's time for the next agenda, you have to get right there and get right into it. So you need cash to get food if you don't like the food, or you didn't have enough, or you want to get other things like drugs. You want to get your bucket, you want to get snacks, name it. Trust me, there are a lot of things to get. You also need bedspread, because when you go to camp you get the bed but you don't get bedspread. Mostly it's bunks, so you're assigned a space, but you need your bedspread, you need your cover clothes, your duvet if necessary, whatever will make you comfortable to sleep at night. It's the student size bed, so it's really small, so you need whatever it is that will make you feel comfortable. You could take a pillow if you want, if you have a really big bag, because we didn't have pillows, so you could take a pillow if you want, if you are big on being comfortable. Also, you need mosquito nets, because it's not like you can flee your room or close the windows or close the doors. I think in my room we were up to 60 or more than, I can't really remember now. We're more than 60 in a room. So it's going to be a really big room. There'll be mosquitoes everywhere, especially at night. So if you have a mosquito net, get your mosquito net before camp. Spread it out under the sun so you get all those chemicals out. Don't get a fresh mosquito net and then you carry it to camp while it's still in the park and then you just spread it. You're going to have reactions, because then you have that peppery feeling. I can't remember the last time I used mosquito net, but you're supposed to spray it under the sun for a particular number of hours or days so you can get all those chemicals out. Then you need padlocks for your bag. People be stealing all kind of shit. I went to camp with like, I think 10 or 12 pairs of socks, and I think I came back with 6 or 5. They steal your socks. Like, cause there was a time somebody beside me was complaining they stole our perfume. People were taking my snacks in my bag. I had this, what was it again? Like this cornflakes sachet, little cornflakes sachet thing, but it was not cornflakes. So like it was just reducing, because then I didn't have padlock for my bag, or I had padlock for just one side and not the other side. So trust me, you need padlocks for your bag, and you keep your keys safe, because if you misplace your key, then voila. If you are the kind of person that you are dependent on a drug, maybe you have inhaler, you're asthmatic, maybe take like 2 inhalers or 3 because you could misplace it and the clinic probably might not have, and you cannot go out to get a new one, and you probably might not find it in the market. But most times there are like pharmacies. I think there was a pharmacy in my mommy market, but there was a time I went there to find a drug they didn't have. So if you feel like it's a drug you would need in that period of 3 weeks, take it with you. Also know that you're not allowed to take sharp objects. You're not allowed to take a knife, you're not allowed to take blades or any sharp objects with you, and you're not allowed to take any electrical appliances. For most people, they'll search your bag upon getting to the gates of your camp. They'll search your bag. So if you have like extensions, iron, I went with my extension, I went with my iron. I had to like drop it at the security post, and I almost forgot it because I left camp and I couldn't find the person that was with it, so I had to send somebody back to get it for me. So don't take your extensions, don't take your irons. You can't even charge because no socket would work in your room. You'd have to go charge at the mommy market, pay 15 naira. Another reason why you need cash, because if you're someone like me that I don't like my phone dead, you'd have to maybe charge your power bank. I think you charge your power bank for 100 naira, you charge your phone for 15 naira, so you'll be charging every day. Or if it takes you 3 days for your phone to die. But I believe like we children of the 21st century, we're always on our phone, so your phone could even die twice a day. So you have to take, maybe you take your charger with you, because you could get there and they say they don't have chargers or there's no space. Do you have your charger with you, so they'll plug it elsewhere. I think that's all. That's majorly most of the things you need. Everything else you get in camp, they're like extra stuffs you could buy in the market. But just take note that things in the market are more expensive than they are outside of camp, because when you're in camp you have no choice but to buy it. So it's better you come with your essentials. Also, don't take drugs or any prohibited substances. Don't take drugs, weed. Don't, because that could put you in trouble. Like I said, most people would have their bags searched. Like when I came into camp, they didn't really search my bag thoroughly, but there were guys that they searched their bags thoroughly. Me, they were just asking me like, do you have any electrical appliances? I'm like, yes. They're like, bring it. Do you have any sharp objects? I'm like, yes. They're like, bring it. For some people, they will open your bag, bring your bag, search it to the core. So you don't want to put yourself in any trouble. Don't take any drugs. Say no to drugs. So those are the things you need. Now I'm going to tell you the things you need to know. If you ask me, hi Holly, how was your camp experience? I will tell you, it was pretty shitty. It was terrible. It was all shades of stressful, annoying, tiring. But if you ask somebody else, they'll tell you, oh, camp was fun. camp was interesting. Like I was told before I went to camp. But then I got to camp and I'm like, why the fuck did they say it was fun? Sorry for the F word. Like, who said the camp was fun? Why did you tell me it was fun? Why didn't you tell me it was terrible? So now I'm going to tell you guys what to expect. So then you decide if you think it's going to be fun or not. Firstly, you're going to be waking up really early. Every day. For 3 weeks. Trust me, the first day was like, oh. Second day was like, oh. Third day was like, no. Because for the ladies, for the guys now, I think we're supposed to get to the parade ground by 5 a.m. every morning. So for the guys, I think they wake them up like 5 a.m. or like 4:30. They go to wake the guys up and they go and they get ready. But then their girls, trust me, 4 a.m. They wake us up by 3:30 a.m. They're already banging on our doors for us to wake up. But still, there are girls that would want to get their makeup done that early before they go to the parade ground. You could be one of those girls. It's I'm not saying it's bad, but I mean, you know what you need to do. So you know maybe you have to be up earlier than others. So I think that was the reason why they used to wake the girls up earlier than the guys, because of our ceremony. So like we know they used to wake us up like 3:30, 4 a.m. and then we're supposed to get to the parade ground by 5, but then they could start chasing you out by 4:30 to get to the parade ground. And then you'd be on the parade ground for like 20, 15 minutes, 30 minutes if you finished early before we start our morning prayer and everything. So things to know, you'll be up early every day. Those soldiers do not joke with their timing. When they tell you 4 o'clock, they are there by 4 o'clock to wake you up. They could start banging your door. They could really try to beat you out. They would yell at you, do all sorts of things because you have to leave. They're like, don't let me come back and meet you in that room. And then everybody has gone, but then they're doing a countdown. I'm counting down to 10. If you are still here, oh Lord, you'd probably like start squatting. They'll tell you everybody to squat down. Maybe start doing the frog jump. And then in the morning you see those man guys, double up, like run. You should run down to the parade ground. So like that morning stress. If you don't want to run and like get to the parade ground panting and out of breath, like then you have to be up early, get ready early, leave on time before they start chasing you out. But trust me, it's not as easy as it sounds, especially if you don't sleep early. Time out by 10 p.m. I'd advise you to sleep by 10 p.m. But trust me, it's not as easy as it sounds, because when you have 60 people in your room, trust me, not everybody will sleep at the same time. And then some people will be making noise, you won't be able to sleep. Some people leave the lights on, you can't sleep with the lights on. You just have to try to adapt and adjust as fast as you can so you don't break down like me and get sick. And also, if you know that you are not strong physically, like your body cannot contain all these thorough stressful exercises, I would advise that you join the OBS. The OBS is the Orientation Broadcasting Service. Majorly what they do is they bring us news in the morning. They come like, good morning, this is the news at 6. The total number of registered blah blah blah, I said blah blah blah, so number, so boys, so girls, the blah blah blah. Basically they will like update you. Today's schedule for the day, this is by blah 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 blah. That's what the OBS do. They're like newscasters for the camp. Then when I was in camp, they were telling us about the match that was ongoing for people that couldn't watch the match, and about BBN. Then BBN was on. So they go like, for the B breakdown Niger, so person has been evicted, blah 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 blah. So if you know you don't want stress, go and join those people. Go and join them and be casting news. Like all you do is just cast news. Maybe you take turns because you won't be the only one. So you probably might cast news like just once in a week. And when everybody's under the sun doing the parade and all that, you are like under a canopy or under a shade, depending on what your camp looks like. My camp was pretty great with the structures or the buildings. Like unlike other camps, like when I was in camp, I saw another camp that they were having their lectures under canopies. I don't know what state that was. They were having their lectures under canopies. So some people's chairs were like outside the canopy, and like they were under the sun literally. For my camp in Delta is still cool. We had an auditorium. Praise the Lord. We had an auditorium, so everybody was inside the auditorium. If it's raining, you're inside the auditorium. For people that were under canopies, you can imagine kind of how to be when it's raining. I don't want to imagine. So yeah, that is that. And also you can join the OBS or join the Red Cross, but the Red Cross, they won't start recruiting for the Red Cross till maybe like second week or like much later. So, and the OBS, like the earlier you join the better. If it gets to like second week, they could tell you they don't need any more members. So if you don't want stress, join the OBS. Trust me, will thank me with that. But everybody's not gonna join the OBS. So they should not say only said you should join the OBS. But yeah, another thing to know, I already told you timeout is by 10. I already told you there's no place to charge, so you have to drop your phones to charge and pay your power bank. I don't advise you to take your laptop. Sorry, stuff is shaking. There might be like a lot of kleptomaniacs or people that just steal. It might not even be your fellow core members. It could be the non-staff, the people that are selling stuff at the market. Don't go with your laptop. Your phone is enough to be like watchful over. So join the Red Cross, join the OBS if you don't want the pirate stress, because those soldiers can be, I don't know what the word is to use, but basically they could keep you there for hours till you get what you need to get right. You are learning a whole lot of things on that 2 weeks. Like, yeah, 2 weeks, because then there's the competition, then there's the parade where you have your judges and all that. So like, if you don't want that stress, like me, I actually enjoy the parade. I loved marching. By the left, quick march, left, right, left. I really enjoyed it. But then I fell sick before the competition, so I couldn't compete, and that was sad because that was the only thing I enjoyed in the camp. You're also going to have other activities like Mr. Macho, Most Beautiful, like a beauty pageant. We're going to have cultural dance. What else did we do? I think we did sports. Yeah, we did sports, volleyball, football, racing. So if you know you are good at all these things, I would actually encourage you and advise you to participate, because you don't know, but your platoon officers and the soldiers that are assigned to your platoon would be watching everybody. So if you don't participate, they are going to score you at the end of camp, and that will be dependent on how active you are. Like my platoon officer, the soldier guy that was in charge of us, we had 2 soldiers that were in charge of us. It went like, oh, this girl, I'm giving you pass, like you're passing, because I always see you. Like, I was even really good because like I'm a very fast learner, so the old parade thingy I caught on quickly. So even despite the fact that I got sick and I didn't end up doing anything eventually, I was present at most of the rehearsals, like 90%. So with that, I got a pass mark. People that didn't do anything had to go start begging these people to give them pass mark, like, sir, and you don't want that. I don't know how, if camps are different, but there is usually this sanitation. There's a time when they split cooking duties, sanitation duties with platoon. So they said today platoon 1 is cleaning up and cooking. So when they put you on sanitation duty, trust me, you need to be aware of the time, know when to meet up with your people to start. Because I made that mistake and I had to serve a punishment, and I did like double work. So I had to clean again the next day. And it was terrible because it would take you to really dirty places. But it depends, like I said, I don't know if other camps went through the same thing. But majorly, whatever you want to do, just make sure you do it well and be very time conscious. I was going to say something else. Yeah. Also, please be very respectful to whoever you meet. You don't know who that person is. Like, you could see at the first week before your platoon starts cooking, you'd meet like women in the kitchen that'll be cooking and serving you food. Do not disrespect these women. Most of them are your local government inspectors. Most of them are your inspectors. So you go there now, you talk to them. Hey, madam, why you do like this? And then they take note of your face. You'd always have to wear your ID card. And then she's like, where's your ID card? And then she sees your name and your pattern, your code, and then she takes it down. And then you're in soup. And then you have one issue or another. Maybe you are trying to redeploy and they cancel your redeployment. Maybe you are trying to get one particular place. You want to get posted to a particular place. And she's like, that one, nah, cancel it. There was a lady that she was trying to adjust her uniform, and then she went all blah 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 to one woman because of money. Like, she went on and on like, I've been here before, this is that. It was a really big fight. And then somebody came and the person was like, do you even know who you're talking to? Because to you might feel like, oh, this person is just a tailor. Trust me, the person is not just a tailor. So know this. Don't say I did not tell you. Respect everybody. Even if you see the person as a cleaner, the person could be not just a cleaner. It could be your inspector or one official. But like, they split the work for everybody. So you could meet your inspectors doing kitchen duties or doing cleaning duties. Greet everybody, talk to everybody with respect. That doesn't mean that if someone treats you like trash, you should lick the person's shoes, but know how you will address whatever situation you find yourself in. Okay? Yeah. For most people, I went to talk to my fellow corp members and I was like, okay, what made your camp interesting? Would you say your camp was interesting or boring or stressful? So for me now, one stressful thing, fetching water. You'd fetch water every day, and some people might use your water. So make sure you write your name on your bucket because there's still buckets too. But I think the interesting thing about camp was the people in camp. Like, you meet different kind of people, different kind of characters, but mostly there are a lot of good people, friendly people in camp. Like, they made it fun for me. My hostel girls were the sweetest. There was a time I was at the Mami market. I had late. I was there for a while, and then they go worried like, oh my god, where is the tiny girl? They usually like took me like a child, like a sister. So it was really nice. Like, the people were great. Doesn't mean there won't be bad people. You just have to like avoid the bad energy, stick to the positive energy. And if you have mental health issues, like you get depressed, you have anxiety, please don't be alone. Like, make sure you always be around people, because camp would intensify your depression. You would think like times 10. You have like your anxiety on a times 10 level, your depression on a times 1000 level. Like, it would be really bad. But when you're around people, like, there's no dull moment. Everybody is talking or complaining or making fun of something that happened and laughing. And just make sure you're around people. Don't be alone, wallowing in your struggles. If need be, if you need to talk to somebody, try to talk to somebody. If you need to talk to your platoon leader, my platoon officers were the sweetest. I miss them. Like, if you need to talk to your platoon officers, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. They could tell people to watch over you. They could tell people to just try to be by your side. They could even watch over you themselves. Like, just talk to people. You're not alone. If you feel like you're struggling, trust me, you're not the only one struggling. There's like 5 50 more people struggling. So you're not alone. So like make sure you talk to somebody. If you feel like you have mental health issues, talk to somebody. It's important. You don't necessarily have to tell them what's wrong, but most times when you tell them what's wrong, it helps, so they know how they can help you. Okay. Some people said, yeah, NCC, there's this church group in camp. I think there are like 2 or 3 different church groups in camp, so you can be a part of them. So you have like your little family, people you can worship with, pray together with, and all that. For the Muslims too, you have your mosque people. You're not alone. Trust me. I feel like that was the good part about camp, the fact that you're not alone. There were a lot of activities in camp that made it fun but stressful for me, because baby girl does not like stress, and it was a lot of stress. So like for people that are very active and like to do things, it might be very fun for you because there's a lot of things to do just with very little time. We have just 3 breaks, like I think like an hour or 45 minutes for your breakfast, for your lunch, and for dinner. And a lot of times if you go to Mama Market to buy food and you meet a very long queue, just try to find somewhere that is not that full, because trust me, by the time it gets to your turn, it might already be time to get back for another agenda or another program. And then that's where the soldier guys and the man of war guys come in and start chasing you. They don't care if you are eating, they could wipe you. They could like eat you and like, hurry up, double up to the parade ground now. La, 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 la. Nobody was saying, yes, I want to eat. You'd have to leave immediately. Things I did not like: the lectures. Oh Lord, the lectures were long. You could be having lectures for like 3 hours straight, 4 hours straight. Oh, you thought lectures were done with uni. You thought like, oh yeah, you're a graduate now, you're no longer going to have lectures. Yeah, sorry to burst your bubble. You're going to have lectures almost every day for hours, and you won't be allowed to sleep unless you're lucky. Like, you have those soldier guys walking around. If they find you sleeping, if they find you pressing your phone, especially on the parade ground, phones are not allowed. So if they find you pressing your phone, my phone got seized once. It wasn't even with me. Somebody was trying to take a picture of my phone, and then I can't remember what they called the man, the head of the soldier people was like, that boy over there, come here, give me that phone. Collected it and I kept it, and I was begging, please, my phone, I need to call my mom, I need to call my dad, I need to, like, luckily I got my phone back the same day later at night. I was outside their hostel. I don't know if it's called hostel, but they had like a place where the soldier people stayed. I was outside for like almost an hour. The guy completely forgot that somebody was outside asking for a phone. Like, I had to send somebody else to remind him before they gave me my phone back. And I was lucky because I went with like 2 other people that were like more familiar with the man, and they helped me beg him. But there are people that had their phones seized till the end of camp. They didn't get it back till they were done. There are people that had their phones seized for like 2 days, 3 days. So trust me, when they tell you don't use your phone on the parade ground, do not use your phone on the parade ground unless you have another phone you could use. Unless you don't mind if they seize your phone, because they would seize it. Though they're not allowed to smash your phone, but there was somebody who had their phone smashed, and then the soldiers were like, that's not right, you shouldn't have done that. But it couldn't be undone. It was already done. The eyes don't tell you sorry. So trust me, you want to abide by the rules to avoid stories that touch the heart. Like now, I'm not giving you stories that touch the heart because I did abide by the rule. Yeah. One other thing, in camp, privacy is not a thing. There's nothing like privacy. If you're planning to go to camp with your babe, you want to get a spot, they would decamp you immediately. Like if you are caught, they will decamp you. And from what I heard, once they decamp you, you might not be able to get into camp till like 3 years after, or you might not even be able to get into camp again at all. And that means you are not getting the NYC certificate. And we all know what the NYC certificate means. Like, we know the importance, right? So you don't want to just leave your lovey. You can do your lovey-dovey, but then don't do anything extra in camp. Don't get caught. That's the thing. Don't get caught, because if you do, they would take you and your load. They would throw you out, literally. They will throw you out of camp. And you don't want that, because what would you tell your parents? Oh, mommy, I got decamped because I was fucking. Another thing is your name in the book of life. Lord, that thing was a stress. We had to write our name in the book of life, but I don't want everybody to follow this advice, because then it would backfire. So like we had to, I can't remember how many we were in camp, but we were lots, we were like thousands of people in camp. And then they'll give you like a week or 3 days to write your name in the book of life. You're going to write all your details and all that. You see people queuing. I queued like 3 different times. The first time I was on the queue for like 3 hours. By the time it was almost my turn, they were like, they're already closed, we should come back tomorrow. The next time I went again, I was there for like 2 hours. I think it started raining. They were like, we should come back later. The third time, I was there for like another 3 or 4 hours. And then I just gave up. But there are people that will get there early and then you can write your name. If you can get there and wait for them and then write your name, fine. If not, please just wait till everybody has written their name. Or maybe till like when it's close to the end of camp. Then just go and meet them like, good afternoon, sir. I'm sorry, I want to write my name in the book of life. Why haven't you put your name? I've been on queue for so long. It never got to my turn. Blah, blah, blah. But eventually, that was how I did it. And they just brought out the book for me and I wrote my name. No queue, no stress, nothing. And I'm like, are you kidding? So, book of life, don't rush yourself, please. When you see one very long ass queue, just go to your room and rest. Come back the next day. If you see one long ass queue, just go to your room and rest. Maybe you are lucky and you get there and just meet like 2 people. Then quickly go and write your name. If not, you can always go to the office later and write your name. No stress. I think that is all the most important things you need to know. Like those are the major things you need to know. We're going to camp. Just know it's going to be stressful. It's going to be stressful. And if you are not careful, you might lose a lot of weight. Definitely you'll get darker than your usual shade because of the sun. You'll be under the sun a lot. The stress, you might react to the water. So there's a way to avoid that. I think the only way to avoid that is if you wear a face cap and you have long sleeve shirts. I had a friend that was wearing, he used to wear long sleeve white shirts under his short white polo shirts. So you could do that, or just go to camp with like sunscreen. I should have done that because someone was like, oh my god, wasn't it you I met when we came into camp? I'm like, she's like, oh my god, you've gotten so dark. I'm like, yeah, you too. Because everybody got dark. There was this girl that was dark, like she was dark, like she was chocolatey, but then her eye bags were like darker than her usual dark skin. The stress would like eat everybody, unless you are the type that has one mad ass connection with the officials and then you get a special room. Like I knew somebody like that. He had a special room. They didn't stress him. They didn't wake him up by 4 a.m. like everybody else. They didn't force him out for anything. He'd just come out whenever he wanted and go back whenever he wanted. So unless you have that, just know you are in for a lot of stress and maybe a lot of fun too. But definitely the people were fun for me. If I should ever say I miss camp, no, I can never say that. I'll just say I miss the people I met at camp. I don't miss camp. For those people that will just be going to camp, I wish you the best of luck. Don't let stress kill you. For me, please say no to stress, but it's unavoidable anyways, but just try not to die. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and click on that subscribe button. You can also turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified of when next I upload a video. See you in my next video. Bye for now. Love you guys.